Habitant, dweller. Habitual, according to usual practice. Habitude, customary relation or association. Hackney, to make stale or trite by repetition. Haggard, worn and gaunt in appearance. Halcyon, calm. Hale, of sound and vigorous health. Handwriting, penmanship. Hanger-on, a parasite. Happy-go-lucky, improvident. Harangue, a tirade. Harass, to trouble with importunities, cares, or annoyances. Harbinger, one who or that which foreruns and announces the coming of any person or thing. Hard-hearted, lacking pity or sympathy. Hardihood, foolish daring. Harmonious, concordant in sound. Havoc, devastation. Hawthorn, a thorny shrub much used in England for hedges. Hazard, risk. Head first, precipitately, as in diving. Head foremost, precipitately, as in diving. Heartrending, very depressing. Heathenish, irreligious. Heedless, thoughtless. Heifer, a young cow. Heinous, odiously sinful. Hemorrhage, discharge of blood from a ruptured or wounded blood vessel. Hemorrhoids, tumors composed of enlarged and thickened blood vessels at the lower end of the rectum. Henchman, a servile assistant and subordinate. Henpeck, to worry or harass by ill temper and petty annoyances. Heptagon, a figure having 7 sides and 7 angles. Heptarchy, a group of 7 governments. Herbaceous, having the character of an herb. Herbarium, a collection of dried plants scientifically arranged for study. Herbivorous, feeding on herbs or other vegetable matter, as animals. Hereditary, passing naturally from parent to child. Heredity, transmission of physical or mental qualities, diseases, etc., from parent to offspring. Heresy, an opinion or doctrine subversive of settled beliefs or accepted principles. Heretic, one who holds opinions contrary to the recognized standards or tenets of any philosophy. Heritage, birthright. Hernia, protrusion of any internal organ in whole or in part from its normal position. Hesitancy, a pausing to consider. Hesitant, vacillating. Hesitation, vacillation. Heterodox, at variance with any commonly accepted doctrine or opinion. Heterogeneity, unlikeness of constituent parts. Heterogeneous, consisting of dissimilar elements or ingredients of different kinds. Heteromorphic, deviating from the normal form or standard type. Hexangular, having 6 angles. Hexapod, having 6 feet. Hexagon, a figure with 6 angles. Hiatus, a break or vacancy where something necessary to supply the connection is wanting. Hibernal, pertaining to winter. Hibernian, pertaining to Ireland or its people. Hideous, appalling. Hilarious, boisterously merry. Hillock, a small hill or mound. Hinder, to obstruct. Hindmost, farthest from the front. Hindrance, an obstacle. Hirsute, having a hairy covering. Hoard, to gather and store away for the sake of accumulation. Hoarse, having the voice harsh or rough, as from a cold or fatigue. Homage, reverential regard or worship. Homogeneity, congruity of the members or elements or parts. Homogeneous, made up of similar parts or elements. Homologous, identical in nature, makeup, or relation. Homonym, a word agreeing in sound with but different in meaning from another. Homophone, a word agreeing in sound with but different in meaning from another. Honorarium, a token fee or payment to a professional man for services. Hoodwink, to deceive. Horde, a gathered multitude of human beings. Hosiery, a stocking. Hospitable, disposed to treat strangers or guests with generous kindness. Hospitality, the practice of receiving and entertaining strangers and guests with kindness. Hostility, enmity. Huckster, one who retails small wares. Humane, compassionate. Humanitarian, a philanthropist. Humanize, to make gentle or refined. Humbug, anything intended or calculated to deceive or mislead. Humiliate, to put to shame. Hussar, a light horse trooper armed with saber and carbine. Hustle, to move with haste and promptness. Hybrid, crossbred. Hydra, the 7 or 9-headed water serpent slain by Hercules. Hydraulic, involving the moving of water, of the force exerted by water in motion. Hydrodynamics, the branch of mechanics that treats of the dynamics of fluids. Hydroelectric, pertaining to electricity developed by water or steam. Hydromechanics, the mechanics of fluids. Hydrometer, an instrument for determining the density of solids and liquids by flotation. Hydrostatics, the branch of science that treats of the pressure and equilibrium of fluids. Hydrous, watery. Hygiene, the branch of medical science that relates to improving health. Hypercritical, fault-finding. Hypnosis, an artificial trance sleep. Hypnotic, tending to produce sleep. Hypnotism, an artificially induced somnambulistic state in which the mind readily acts on suggestion. Hypnotize, to produce a somnambulistic state in which the mind readily acts on suggestions. Hypocrisy, extreme insincerity. Hypocrite, one who makes false professions of his views or beliefs. Hypodermic, pertaining to the area under the skin. Hypotenuse, the side of a right-angled triangle opposite the right angle. Hypothesis, a proposition taken for granted as a premise from which to reach a conclusion. Hysteria, a nervous affection occurring typically in paroxysms of laughing and crying.